Come on, come on, step right up and watch us make this money disappear. Welcome to Football Clowns Anonymous. My name is Ren Smith, and I hope that you will join me in welcoming my co-host, joining us from snowy Buffalo, New York, Kurtis Pinkney. How we doing, sir?
Your boy doing phenomenal, man. I am coming off a lot of travel. Humble brag, your boy went to 4 World Cup games.
4 World Cup games, and I have hardly asked you up to this point, and that's by design, sir. Tell me, I don't even know where to start. Tell me what it is like at a World Cup game. For those who don't know, which is probably most of us.
um, it's pretty fucking sweet, man. Vibes are different depending on the country's playing, but overall, it was a pretty phenomenal experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend for everybody. The friendly atmosphere was quite lovely, actually. Folks from all walks of life coming together to watch 90 minutes of football, as we say. We
Mm-hmm.
don't say soccer anymore because the U.S. got their asses handed to them by Belgium in an embarrassing fashion.
Sure
They had
did.
the golden opportunity to have the name of the sport changed, etch that thing in stone, and they went ahead,
All they had to do was
bro.
beat teams that were way fucking better than them.
Well, Belgium was looking like ass all the way up until that point, and then they
It's true.
came in and curb stomped the U.S., who just came out falling flat. Probably because our president in chief meddled in affairs that he had no business meddling in, and it was a huge distraction and probably threw off the chemistry of the team. But that's neither here nor there.
Very, very possible, sir. Very fair point. You got to see the Messi comeback. Well, Argentina. It's not just
Well,
Messi.
which one? I mean, that
Well,
was their entire run in the knockout stage. But
that's
um,
true. It was the
yeah,
game no, you have to
Egypt,
remind me who it was. Egypt.
Argentina,
Thank you.
Egypt. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Seeing that, hey, first and foremost, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, legendary stadium. I was flabbergasted by how nice that stadium was. I did not know. And then of course on top of that, all the concessions were, peasant people prices, and I was just like, "Lo, let's fucking go, bro." Like
How,
all the
how
other
does that
stadiums, it was twenty
wait,
dollars for a beer. At Mercedes Benz, it was $10 for a beer. Hot dogs
is
were
that
two
all
fifty.
is that all the time, or is
It
that
is all the
like
time.
or is that because of the World Cup in some
No, no, no.
weird
It's
way?
it's
Okay.
it's a thing that like it's one of the shticks. Like
Just a
Arthur
known
Blank is a
thing,
man of the
like,
people. Yeah.
okay.
Um,
I
but
respect that. I do.
but also just it like you walk in there and you feel like you're in a spaceship. It is a gorgeous stadium, bro. And
That's
then of
awesome.
course we go in there and see our Lord and Savior Goat Messi, and then put that on top. So
The
and then
goat,
walk into the stadium. The Argentine fans did their whole march to the stadium. Pretty cool. I was like,
I
okay, this
bet,
is a nice way to lead into the game.
for
People
sure.
turned up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Getting ready for shenanigans.
Well, of course not. Of course, yeah.
And then of course one of the most epic comebacks ever. Maybe I don't know. Like
Yeah,
there
in
were
World
quite a
Cup
few.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, honestly, it kind of ruined sports for me because like like, because you even when we were texting, bro, you were like, yo, is this gonna like if you went to a Super Bowl, would it top that? I was like, honestly, probably, because South American fans are built different, bro. Like they don't mess around, man. And like the energy and the passion that they bring to the game, I it was an experience to remember, man. It was really cool.
I believe it. And I mean, I feel like one of the chief complaints about Americans with soccer is like, oh, there's not enough scoring, there's not enough going on. But I wasn't there, obviously. But watching on TV some of these games, like I could feel the energy in that building for the whole
Absolutely.
time. Not just the building you were in, but like I could feel that like Pat, you can hear the fans are like just chanting the entire time basically. There's nothing
Yes.
exciting, explicitly exciting happening on the field, but just there's an energy in this building, and it's like it was the world Super Bowl really, or it's the world, you know, it's the world's version of what we care so much about. So
Right.
that that super it just I don't know, and I don't feel the same like you feel the passion in a football game. I've been at football games where you can feel that like energy and stuff like that, and something told me I needed to ask. So I'm just like, is does that measure up? Not that we've been to a Super Bowl, but that's I'm sure is on your bucket list at some level. It's on mine,
It
but
it is, and I've been to some good games. I mean, you and I went to a Bills Dolphins game that was
shit was pretty
pretty
good.
legitimate. Yeah,
It was.
it was a pretty good game.
Yep.
I've been to a playoff game before, and it was a pretty good game. It was
Hmm.
Seahawks Panthers back during the Cam Newton days. Pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Cam Newton, Russell
Nice.
Wilson, bro. Back when Russell
Nice.
Wilson wasn't a scrub, it was a pretty good game. Uh,
Before he played himself out of the Hall of Fame.
yes, pretty much. And it just the energy, bro. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I don't know. I'll be like I now know what it means to be a crack addict. I'm gonna
Oh,
be chasing that, bro. I'm gonna be chasing
I'm
that
gonna be
magic
chasing
dragon.
that.
Because
I
so
feel like I got to push back on you for saying it ruined sports for you because if it probably ruined live sports for you, but I don't know that it ruined because I feel like this football season is still gonna get you like is still gonna get you at some point like lock you in
almost certainly,
basically.
almost like
It's not gonna
as
just be
soon
like
as the
oh
Bengals,
well
yeah,
it's no World Cup. It's no World Cup. You're not gonna be saying that during the football season, but
as soon as the Bengals and Ravens have their first 42-41 shootout, like I'll be back. But
yo
but but until
the
then, bro.
last I was reminiscing to last year week 1 when the Bills and the Ravens had that just epic clash where the Bills came back from
Yeah,
I don't know 2 touchdowns down or something wild like that and I'm just like that's something like that's
they're,
going to get us
they're gonna bring me
right
back.
back into it.
They're gonna
It
bring
was
me back. I'm pretty confident.
absolutely.
But
I'm glad you had a good
but
time. We are not
yeah,
changing the name of the show to Football Clowns Anonymous. However, I suspect that you would have made a bid for that for a period of time this summer.
yeah. I mean, until week one, I mean, my mind's halfway thinking about football and halfway thinking about football. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And with that, this episode, we're trying to pull you back from 50-50 back to being more like an 80-20 in favor of the NFL. Because this week, this is one of our favorite episodes of the year. We are doing our win totals episode,
This is
which,
actually probably more so my favorite episode of the year instead of your
oh, really?
favorite
Oh, why's
episode
that?
of the
Oh,
year.
why's that? Why's that?
Well, I mean, so the premise of this show is, of course, that we pick over unders for all of the teams in the NFL, and we put a bottle of whiskey on who's gonna pick the correct number of over unders. And we've been this is our third year doing it now. Is it right? Third year. Mm-hmm.
That's our third. This is
And
our third year. Yeah.
how many bottles of whiskey have you received from me?
After this year or before this year?
Mm-hmm. Ah, carry the one, subtract two. I think the number is 0. And on top of that, I got an honorary 6-pack or a bonus 6-pack because you were goofy as hell talking about the Browns.
We had a lot of fun on, speaking of reminiscing, last year when we did this episode, we were recording in this dungeon that I am currently in right now. We were
That's correct.
sitting side by side in this dungeon. Boys are napping upstairs, and we got into some shenanigans when we reached the AFC North. And I don't know where it's going to happen on this board, but somewhere on this board it's going to happen again where one of us is going to be talking crazy, and it's probably going to be me based on the track record here. Yes, I am down 2 bottles of whiskey and certainly hoping to not give you the hat trick, sir. But it has been a wild ride, nonetheless, in having a little extra sprinkle of fun in the background. So
Absolutely.
yeah, last year, every time we agreed, I bet on it because the year before that, if we had bet on it, we would have made money. Last year was not bad, but it wasn't as profitable. And I'm going to be doing it again this year. Every time we agree, I'm playing it formally, wagering my own money on the Oracle and the Scholar having consensus means something and matters. And when we don't agree, it goes into the hat for the competition. And inevitably, probably, I'm going to. And speaking of in-person experiences, we did have that in-person recording last year on the win totals, and then Kurtis, who was driving from Buffalo, New York to California, was driving back around the time of what was it in the January, February. So
Yeah.
this 6-pack and this bottle of whiskey were handed to him in person, and he got to then ship that back across the rest of the way across the country. So I'm sure that was very,
that tasted so
very
good.
rewarding. Just put it in the passenger seat next
That's
to
right.
next to the puppy, or whatever, right?
Just
So,
just stare at it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about how good it's gonna taste.
oh man, that's that
Mom.
hope. I know. So as a reminder, we're going to dive into this. We're actually going to do this in reverse order. But as a reminder, first, before we get into it, our show's coming to you, YouTube and Spotify. Hope you'll leave us a comment or a review. Email us, footballclownsanonymous@gmail.com. And I think you can engage with us on Facebook and Instagram. Does the social media department approve the Facebook and Instagram engagement?
Facebook for sure. Instagram's a work in progress.
Instagram's a work in progress. All right. And we're supposed to have a patreon.com/footballclowns. But I saw some emails that we have to take some action. So, if you're really excited about supporting us, give me a week and then, check patreon.com/footballclowns again. Much appreciated. So with that, let's get into it. Oh, and really quick, we're going to pick all the division winners too. So just so we're getting ahead on the competition and how this works, we're going to pick all 8 division winners. Division winners are worth 2 points, and all the over-unders are worth 1 point. That's what cost me last year.
I was going to say, in fairness, last year I won because we differed on the AFC South. I picked the Jags, and you had the Colts, I believe. Or no, you had the Texans.
Nah, the Texans.
Yeah. That did
nobody
not work
had the
out very
Colts.
well.
I had a ticket on Colts fewest wins last year. That shows you what the hell I know. So
yeah.
thing of beauty, I thought at the time. So, all right, we're doing this in reverse from the way that we've done it in the past. We're going to start with the AFC West. And Kurtis, I think you should have the floor. And I think it makes sense to also start with who's going to win the division. And then the win totals fall easier into place, because otherwise one of us is going to blow our load on who's winning the division as we talk about the win total. So we might as well just start with the division winner. What do you got
Chargers
for me, sir?
Chargers are So this is one where I flip-flop all over the place. I've got Chargers written down. I'm flip-flopping between the Chargers and the Broncos.
I'm debating whether to tell you my pick, because now I'm like, do I want to go head to head on you? Do I want to go head to head with you on this?
So the reason that I flip-flop on the Chargers Broncos, the Broncos are bringing back the exact same squad, plus or minus a couple of very minor pieces. Jalen Waddle, we can debate on if he's minor or not. That was a 14-win team with Sean Payton. They should have went to the Super Bowl last year. That defense is nasty. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers have Jay Herbo. Chargers got Mike McDaniels, bro. Jim Harbaugh. Oh my God. But the Chargers also have that offensive line. And in theory, they should be healthier.
Yeah, they tried to shore it up as best they could. The question is it a project, right? They have notoriously shit on Herbert with the offensive line and with the weapons that he has available to him. And that is why, for all the reasons you just mentioned, I'm taking the Broncos.
Oh,
now you can decide if you want to go.
I gotta take the fucking Chargers.
Lean in. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. I will admit I went back and forth on this one too.
Yeah.
This is a good division. I think overall it should be exciting again. I have to check my ego at the door, because last year I had tickets on the Broncos and the Chargers both at plus 300 to win that division.
Say, we bet on them last year. Yeah.
Man, and then do I have what is it? The opposite of short-term memory. Am I too do I have too much inertia basically to move and think the Chiefs hangover season is no longer happening?
Hell no.
Mahomes will in theory be back at some point, but I'm taking the under on the Chiefs.
Spoiler alert, I'm taking the under on 10.5 wins, bro. That's easy.
We are betting on the Chiefs under at 10.5. And I think that is, and you can tell me if you have other reasons, but I think the biggest one is just simply we don't know when Patrick Mahomes. Well, nothing. But it's also, when is Patrick Mahomes going to come back and play? And then also, I think it's really easy to just say, well, Patrick Mahomes was hurt. He got hurt last year. Blah blah blah. They won 6 games. He played in almost all of them, and they still won 6 games.
Yeah.
So do they win more than 6 games this year? Probably. But are they just instantly snap back to 11 with question marks on Mahomes' health? Absolutely not. This number is completely garbage. And we're taking the under on Chiefs at 10.5. And I'm taking
that was an easy under. Easy under. That's all I got.
This is one of the easier ones. This is one of the easier ones for me. I got the Broncos winning the division. Their win total is 9.5. I'm taking the over. What do you got?
I got the over as well.
Well,
I
you were
think it's
debating on them to win the division, so you
right.
better have the over if you
It,
think they got a shot to win.
I think I understand that they're gonna have first place schedule. It is disrespectful to have them at 9.5 wins when they're
I
returning
agree.
the same squad
Absolutely agree.
plus a better offensive weapon. Wildly disrespectful. I need to understand how 9.5 wins came about because it makes no sense to me.
It doesn't.
Disrespect
I
will
mean,
not be tolerated. Smash the over.
smash the over on the Broncos at 9.5. The reality is the Chiefs and Broncos could both win 10 games, and we hit on both of those, which is possible.
Yeah,
But I just
facts.
the Broncos probably won't win. I don't think they're going to win 14 games again, and I don't think they're going to
No,
get the number one seed again. But at the same
no.
time, like what? Yeah, like you said, what did they change? And they still play in a good division, but you have question marks you have question marks on all the other teams too. So
Yeah,
why not just assume that they're going to at least be a competent, at the very bare minimum, a wild card team.
yeah.
Um, so okay, we're in sync. We're in sync so far, except on the Broncos in charge, or except on the division winner here.
This is the
Let's
most
get this.
interesting team.
Well, okay, all right, yeah, okay. Raiders.
The-
5.5 is the win total. What do you got, sir? What do you got? I want you to pick first. I'm not going to change my pick. What do you got
I took
first?
the under.
Oh shit. Curtis, I got good news for you.
Oh, you went
I've
under?
I'm
Let's
taking the under as
go.
well. Okay, so you're safe. You're safe from getting ruined on this. And if they win six, okay. So I got burned on taking the Raiders under last year also, or sorry,
Yeah,
the Raiders over. They were over at 6.5.
yeah,
They suck. They suck, and that's
yeah,
why they had the number one overall pick. They're a dumpster fire of an organization at this point. They turned Geno Smith from looking competent to looking like absolute ass again. Kirk
yeah.
Cousins, injury concern, hasn't looked the same since he left Minnesota. Entering into a dumpster fire organization, you tell me what's most likely to happen. I believe that they're just going to be a smoldering dumpster fire again. Now, at some point, Mendoza's going to come in. Does he inject enough life where they squeak over that? Maybe, but this is a tough division. Like, think about these division. They got to play 6 of their games against these other teams.
Yeah.
I'm on the under.
That was my primary motivation for taking the under. The reason it gives me pause, that 5.5 line, I think we might be disrespecting Kirk O'Chains a little bit, just a smidge, especially with
Possible.
a
Possible.
presumably healthy Brock Bowers coming back. Um,
Genty should be a dog. He should be better than he was too.
Genty should be all right. The depth chart is not horrible. I mean, it's not great, of course, but it's not horrible. I mean, the receiver position is a wildly big question mark. That's a bold capital italics question mark. That receiver position. Wide receiver 1, Trey Tucker. Wide receiver 2, Jalen Naylor. Wide receiver 3, Jack Besh. I don't know about that one.
No, that's where I get that. That's where I get that pause.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins looked really good in Minnesota. Who was he throwing to? Oh yeah, one of the best in the game.
the
It's
goat.
like these guys are
But I
kind
mean, I don't think he like he looked like he was a statue in the pocket in Atlanta, but he wasn't horrible. Like the offense was serviceable. Like if you had Drake London in fantasy, you weren't upset. Um,
no. It's true.
but
I don't think they're I'm not totally out on all their fantasy players for what it's worth. I just don't
yeah,
think the defense I think also is a question mark too, and so it's one of those things of
they got their
like,
boy back. They got Max
well,
Crosby back, baby.
is he gonna get trade? Okay, here's another question. If they tried to trade him, don't they still sort of want to trade him? I mean, aren't you still kind of in a sell mode if you were in a sell mode before? You were going to get rid of him. I don't know. It's one of those things that he
Probably.
could get moved. He could
I
get moved in October if they start 2-6.
I think I'm going to ask you a question, and I think this is going to solidify whether we stay on the under and move on or continue to reconsider. Week 1, Sunday, September 13th. They play at home the Miami Dolphins. Who wins that game?
We haven't gotten to the AFC East yet, but
No, we haven't. but
I'm
it's no secret that the Dolphins are in complete rebuild mode. And honestly, I think the fact that we even have to think about it, we're holding on the under. We're moving on to the
I
Chargers.
legitimately might be taking the Dolphins in that game. Legitimately might be taking the Dolphins in that game.
I think I probably would too, to be honest with you. I
And, and
like
and
I like
especially,
Malik Willis to H.
I don't know what that line is though, but if the Raiders are somehow favored in that game, we would be playing the Dolphins with the points because they're not the home team. I I don't think that we haven't gotten there yet. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be as bad as the win total would suggest. That's not a playoff team, but they're being
Raiders
disrespected.
minus Raiders minus 3.5.
Oh my gosh, we have to get on the Dolphins plus 3.5, don't we?
I
Don't
think
we?
so. Probably.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Moving on. Chargers. I'm on the over. We already talked about the Chargers.
Yeah. Over.
I think yeah. And if you have them winning the division and you don't take the over, you are mathematically stupid. Um. Okay. So what does this tell us about? What is this? What is this a good omen or a bad omen that we are on all the same over unders on the AFC
I honestly don't know
West?
how I feel about it.
Bet the
We're
opposite.
we're
Take
I
the
was
over on
just I
take.
was just about to say we're either about to win a lot of money on DraftKings or we're about to lose a lot of money on DraftKings, bro.
But man, that is oh man.
Off to a
Moving
hot
on.
start.
Off to
AFC
a, well,
South.
we might be off to a hot start for all we know. AFC South. Okay. Full disclosure, I re-listened to the off-season moves episodes over the last
Mm-hmm.
couple days because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to kind of re-get myself into the mode of football instead of football, that sort of thing, you
Right.
know.
And
And
listen to some top tier experts at the same time.
we both made a case for the Titans at plus 800 to win the division. I cannot. I can't do it. I don't hate the bet on DraftKings at those odds, but I am going to play the favorite. I'm going to take the Texans because I have big question marks pretty much everywhere top to bottom in this division. And the Jags to me were an aberration a bit last year. The Texans defense is monstrous and is going to keep them in those games. I'm going with the Texans to win the AFC South in 2026. Curtis,
This is so poetic. Because guess who I took?
the Jags.
Oh baby, we running it back.
Fucking
Back
Christ.
to
This is gonna be what
back.
cost. This is
It
gonna be what
is.
costs me again.
Yes, it is.
Are we gonna be on all the same over unders and then I just lose a whiskey because of
Almost
the
certainly.
division winners?
Almost certainly.
Jeepers.
Jeepers. Oh Jesus
The
Christ.
most Midwestern
It
outburst that I could.
disgusts me when your Midwestern jumps out of you.
Oh yeah, don't you
Jesus
know? Well, we saved the best for last there with the NFC North there, eh? I don't hate your Jags pick. I just am skeptical of the Jaguars. Like I'm gonna repeat it because we said it on the
You
offseason
mean
moves.
the team
Tr-
that got stronger as the season went on last year? The team that's
yeah,
got Liam Cohen at the helm, football guru, turning Prince Charming into the GOAT. The
I'm gonna
team.
repeat.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Go
repeat
ahead.
something we said last time. It is that Trevor Lawrence has not shown us that he is able to throw to cashiers at Wegmans from the previous year, like some of these other quarterbacks. Yes, Liam Cohen turned him into a looking good player. And then now they got Travis Hunter and they want to ship him off to just playing on defense. I don't know what the latest is on that, but
Trevor
I don't know.
Lawrence threw for 4,000 yards last year.
Are we making picks for 2025 or 2026?
Hey, bro, sounds good. Hey, I can't wait to re-listen to this shit. That sounds good, bro. Lock that in. Lock that
I
in.
am. I
Oh,
am. I
goofy
hate.
ass.
I hate to do this.
CJ
Yeah, this is.
CJ Stroud out here throwing 73 interceptions in a playoff game, and you're gonna go with him over Trevor Lawrence? Come on.
He's. I think CJ Stroud's might be playing for his job, and these
A
division
hundred
games are.
percent he's playing, bro.
Then why doesn't he
That's
play?
not even a negotiation.
Okay, okay, but then if he's playing for his job, then why doesn't he play well? Why doesn't he slang the rock to? And that defense is going to keep them in every single game,
Hey,
if
Ryan,
not.
when
Yeah,
when
what's
you
up?
were a young man, I'm sure you wanted to be an astronaut at some point, right?
Sure.
I'm sure if NASA called you up and say, "Hey, we've got an astronaut job for you," all you got to do is do a good job during astronaut training. You're going to give it your all. You're going to try your hardest. You don't know shit about being an astronaut. You're going to fall on your face. They're not going to give you the job to be an astronaut. Just because CJ Stroud wants to be an NFL quarterback for the Houston Texans, probably trying his hardest out there, throwing 17 picks a game, doesn't mean he's going to be an NFL quarterback for the Houston Texans, bro. Houston, honestly, at this point, CJ Stroud got to prove it to me. He had a great, phenomenal rookie season.
You are talking about a guy who has won multiple playoff games. He has won more playoff games than Kirk Cousins. Like, and he's got to show it to you. Like, I know he's had some real blunders, some real goofs in the playoffs, but he's also won playoff games and won division titles. I'm just saying.
Yes, given the performances he's had recently, that boy got to show it to me. If you're on his team, if you're on the Houston Texans defense, and you see him in the locker room, you saying, "Hey, bro, it's all good," or you, if you're Will Anderson on the Houston Texans line, bro, and you see CJ Stroud in the,
not after that playoff game, not after that playoff game.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
You're telling him, you better get your shit together. That's exactly what you're saying to him. You got to show it to me.
We've seen that he has a certain amount of raw talent to where if he puts his mind to it and needs to be a NASA astronaut, he will figure that out this year. At least enough to hit their over at 9.5. And you are such a fucking sellout. How dare you shit on the Texans like this and then take the over? Oh my gosh. Okay, you make a case for the Jags, fine. To end that with putting an over on the Texans? Are you? Gosh, we should be sharing this doc right now, just for the folks, youtube.com/footballclowns or whatever it is. I'm disgusted. Back up your you just picked that. You know what that proves? You just picked a fight with me for the sake of picking a fight, not because you actually fucking believe a goddamn thing you're actually saying. Oh my Lord. However,
oh shit.
However,
I couldn't help myself.
I'm gonna bring myself. Let's bring myself back to earth. I'm gonna live and die. I'm gonna take the under on the Jaguars.
Shut the fuck up. You're crazy as hell. Okay, sir. Okay, so what's happening that we're not talking about? We're typing in our show doc notes. Ren was populating his picks, and while I was busy shitting on CJ Stroud, as Ren put in the over on the Texans because he's taken over 9.5 wins, I went ahead and put in the over on the Texans as well. I'm not betting against that defense. I'm not a goofy. You know what I'm saying? CJ Stroud is good enough to get them X amount of wins they need that the Texans defense can't quite make up.
When you're talking to the listeners, you tuck your tail between your legs and have such a just like this calm, diplomatic demeanor for everybody. And when you're talking to me, it's like, what do you mean? He's throwing 17 picks a game, and now you're like, to the listeners, he's a competent enough quarterback. What the hell are you? What are you? Who are you, sir?
I have respect for our listeners, sir. Not the scholar. The scholar's a goofy.
I can appreciate that. That's honestly that's what the whole shtick behind this show was. So bring it on. What
the scholar decided to throw in this show doc was he's got the under on the Jags 9.5 wins. That's wild to me. That's wild. Because they had 13 wins last year. We just made the case that the Broncos are being wildly disrespected for 9.5 wins when they won 14 games. The Jags win 13, and you say under? Hee-haw. That's how I know I'm about to win another bottle of whiskey. I got the over on the Jags 9.5.
I'm taking the under on the Jags at 9.5. I see regression. It's the Travis Hunter. It's the Travis Hunter decision, and just the supporting cast to me doesn't give me enough warm fuzzies compared to the Broncos. I have more faith in Sean Payton as an NFL head coach to back up perpetual years of success. And by the way, if you bring
what did Liam Cohen do with the Bucks?
Fine. If you call me on that when I say perpetual years of success, I did not say that out loud by the time we get to the Steelers. Just so you know, if you bring that up with Mike McCarthy,
No.
I'm
Yeah.
throwing you. Nope. I'm sending you to the door, sir. You may
Understood.
exit the club at your leisure.
Yeah, I know this. We're gonna be
Honestly,
doing a lot of sparring over there.
some of it is a law. Some of it's a law of averages where I'm taking too many. I'm looking at my whole board here and trying to decide like, am I taking too many unders and overs and things like that, which is honestly one of the problems. You can't take the over on everybody because
You
there's not
sure
enough
can.
game.
There's probably a strategy in there somewhere. I bet if we did that analysis, we'd either find that that strategy worked or it flopped, and you do the opposite or the same.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I've heard that it's the opposite, where like lots of homers will like to play the over on their team, and so it actually ends up where the over unders, if you average them, is like more than there are games available, kind of thing. So it's
Mm,
actually more profitable to play all the unders, but I don't think it's profitable
interesting.
enough to just do it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
pay the book a cut. So, um, Colts under.
Under 8.5.
Question marks on Daniel Jones and
Yeah,
whether or not he's going to play, and the miracle start that they had at the beginning of last year
yeah. I
seems a
mean,
bit seems like
yeah,
eternity ago.
we have talked at length about that ACL, and especially that ACL with respect to quarterbacks who rely on mobility to some degree. I need them to prove it to me. Like I last year was great. It was really fun. I don't think we're going to see it again. I I would love to be pleasantly surprised. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. It's to me is one of those things of like, I mean, granted, they would have hit over 8.5 last year if Daniel Jones plays the whole season and he got hurt
Without a
and
doubt. Yeah,
right, but he comes back in, he's injured. I don't know. It's just, and they shipped off Pittman too. It's one of his weapons. I mean, Jonathan
yeah.
Taylor is good for 2 or 3 wins by himself.
That
Like,
guy.
let's not,
Yeah.
you know,
Hashtag that guy for
disrespect him in
sure.
any ways. However, it's just one of those things where I kind of feel like they regress to mediocrity here. I see it as kind of like a 6, 7 win team, much easier than I do a
Yeah.
9, 10 win team.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I think like if the Colts flop this year, they're gonna look at the owner and the move she made. What's her name? Carly Ursay, the daughter, um, and be like she was overly aggressive. She doesn't know what she's doing. Blah blah blah. I kind of dug what she was doing last year, man. She really went for it, and then a series of unfortunate events really just derailed the whole thing immediately. Um, so we'll see. Uh,
The Daniel Jones renaissance was a thing to behold, and I did
oh, it
not
was
have it on
great.
my bingo. I did not have it on my
No,
bingo card. It
no,
was
no, no, no.
you got to see the Daniel Jones Colts in Europe last year, if memory serves.
I I sure did. I want another bet on that game alone. I won my fantasy week because I had JT 3 touchdowns. He had like
Oh,
180 yards or something nonsense.
that was the
Yeah,
mammoth game of just like epic. Anyone who had JT was an insta win in fantasy.
100%, 55 points, bro. And then Devon Achan had another 50 points or something crazy. My team when I set the record for most points scored in a week in our league's history that week. And my boy had to eat a lot of hot dogs as a result, just shy of
In
100.
in all your World Cup travels with your boy Aaron, did a hot dog enter the equation at any point as a shit talking
It did not,
leverage, or I guess,
and that
or
was
yeah, opportunity?
probably a missed opportunity.
I don't know. A hot dog is not what I think of at the World Cup, though. To be fair,
It is not
but
even a little bit. All I thought
yeah,
about was beer and liquor and soccer.
amazing. What's the World
Full
Cup?
stop.
What's the World Cup food like? I mean, I guess it's whatever they're selling at the
Yeah,
American stadiums. But
American Stadium food. Yeah,
okay, all right,
they
fair
didn't
enough.
switch it up.
Yeah.
Titans
What are you doing on the
six and a
Titans?
half.
What are
I
you
took
doing?
the under. I
Oh,
took the
all
under.
right. We're gonna go the opposite direction here. I'm
Wow,
gonna believe in I'm gonna have a little belief in the Titans. I'm gonna take the over this year.
wow.
Um, put myself out there. Robert Sala, new head coach. Cam Ward showed enough last year. Um, I think they have an opportunity to in a division that is suspect. I think they have an opportunity to take a small step forward and be a 7 or 8 win team this year.
I am very much happy to go ahead and let them prove me wrong, and I think that's more than enough said
That
on the Titans based on their
that's
showing last
sensible.
year.
That's
You go
sensible.
ahead.
What you're saying
Uh,
is that's sensible.
I'll be happy to take an L on that if they prove me wrong.
I am not super confident, but I also know that if I go with my gut on 100%, I'm going to be wrong on some of them. So this is it's not that I'm going against my gut. My gut actually says like this is a team that could be one of those like mini Cinderellas that kind of surprise just gives you a little surprise, you know. It's a suspect division. They're gonna probably beat the Colts in one of those games and, you know,
Right,
they're
yeah,
surprise. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
steal
haven't.
a win against the Jags. Maybe one of those weeks.
They could steal. Yeah, they could. I mean, they could. I could see them splitting in the division. They got enough. They got enough. They got enough moxie on that team. You know, that's
Enough
be
moxie.
good.
I don't think they're getting a win against that Texans defense. They're gonna eat Cam Ward alive.
They might not. They might not. But I think Cam Ward looked like all the other number one overall picks over the last 3 years. But or the other two, Caleb Williams and Bryce Young. But I think both of them have still shown over the course of the following seasons that they should have been drafted at the very high position that they were. They've shown
Yeah,
enough like, hey, remember I'm still here, and I think Cam Ward will make a little bit of that
yeah,
appearance this year. So we'll see. I'm not going to die super hard on that hill, but just one of those little emerge teams that might emerge. Moving on to the AFC East, sir. Who you got? Who's your winner?
Bills to win.
Bills. Bills
That's not even a
Mafia.
question. Yeah,
It
that's
is
easy.
written. It is written, sir. I love
That was
that.
easy.
Nothing else. Nothing
Yeah.
else to say on this division. Moving on to. I'm just kidding. That's no new stadium.
Yeah.
New stadium.
New stadium.
New energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, energy.
Got to show
Energy
up.
with that. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I trust in the Bills' stability. I don't trust in the Patriots to repeat what they did last year. They had the easiest schedule that I've seen in a very long time. I am
Including
still very
cupcakes.
much
Including
Incre-
cupcakes in the playoffs.
yes, that's right, correct. And I am very much in prove it mode with Drake May and the Patriots. Um, I do in my big money league. I do intend on keeping AJ Brown because he's getting probably like 200 targets this year. Probably like probably like 1,500 to 1,800 yards if he stays healthy. Like he's about to get fed, but I need to see it. I need to see it for that.
Under.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I took
I'm
the
taking
under.
under at 10.5.
Yeah,
Under at 10
I
because
took.
10.5 is 10.5 is too much. I
I
agree.
agree.
And you also left out our clown of the offseason, which is a great distraction. Which is a great distraction for
Yeah, it
lack
is.
of any better phrase to use.
Yeah.
That may not be as prominent in the forefront of everybody's minds as it was a few months ago, but
Yeah.
that takes a toll in ways that are intangible, and
I agree.
that's gonna rear its head, or that has not been that's not like a story arc that's completed yet at this point.
I
So
agree.
the Patriots at 10.5 after that cupcake schedule, that's too many. 11 or 12 wins is just too much. Yeah, I'm taking the over on the Bills as well. Bills
And
are
then
10
we're
and a half.
taking the over on the
Patriots.
Bills.
Yeah, we've got some good consensus here. I already hinted at this. I am gonna okay. The Dolphins 4.5 has got to be kind of juiced. I feel like it's probably somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5 there. I'm gonna take the over on the Dolphins because that total is so unbelievably low. I do not think that they're an amazing team, but I do
Agreed.
think that there's enough there
Yeah.
to where they should not be like a bottom three team. They're being projected as a bottom three team this year, and I don't see them as a bottom. Devon Achane is still on that team. I know they
Agreed.
shipped off the two wide receivers, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, but I don't know. They
Agreed.
also play in a division with the Jets, so
Yes, and I would also note that I don't think Malik Willis is a scrub. So I don't know. Four and a half is just it's hard to take an under on 4.5 wins. It's also just similar to my 11.5 rule. I taking an under on 4.5 is really tough.
Yeah. Last year, you'll remember the lowest win total was the Saints. They were 4.5, and taking the under on them was dumb. And it's like,
Hee haw.
did they
Yeah.
win 10 games? No, but you're not projecting them to win 10 games. They just
No.
need to get to 5 games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's enough there, and they don't have Mike McDaniel anymore, which is I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a plus or a minus, to be honest with you. What do you got on
It's
the? What do you got on the?
100% a minus, and you need to stop being disrespectful.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Well, we're kind of all right, but
What
I don't know. Okay, maybe it's
you're
his
about to
demeanor.
say
Maybe it's
something.
his demeanor. Maybe it's his demeanor. He's just kind of like almost like a little too energetic and a little too like I don't know, just squirrely about everything. I feel like maybe it was just his
And
demeanor on the sideline.
this is the real reason why you picked the Broncos over the Chargers,
What?
because you don't trust, bro. You don't have faith in McDaniel. Jets?
Taking the under on the Jets is always profitable, and I will be taking the under on the Jets this year. Oh my
I also
goodness!
took.
Thank goodness! Thank goodness! Okay, but what about the fact that what about Geno Smith?
What about him?
What about? I mean, okay, no, I'm just gonna like I feel like there's so much I feel like there's so much hype there. Like everybody says like Geno Smith is there, so therefore they're just gonna be good. And it's like, do you see Geno play for the Raiders last year? And
I
did you
mean,
see the way that Darnold just immediately came into the Seahawks and plugged and played and won a Super Bowl? He was in a fantastic situation there in Seattle. He comes to the Raiders, he looks like ass. What do you think is most likely to happen when he goes back to a dumpster fire of an organization? That's where I'm at with the Jets.
if you recall, I was battling you on this Jets. Who's going to be worse, the Jets or the Dolphins?
I remember.
Yeah, I still think the Jets will be better, but
I
not by
think the
much.
Jets. I think the Jets are going to be. I think the Jets are going to be worse. We got the. You have the over on the Dolphins and the under on the Jets, but
That's
you
correct.
think the. But you, yeah. But wait. So you think that? So wait. You think the Jets are going to be better than the Dolphins?
That's correct.
So why did you take the over on the Dolphins and the under on the
Well,
Jets if you think that?
what our argument really was in head to head combat. Are the Jets going to beat the Dolphins? Uh, they're taking both games.
Can we find a way? Can we find a way to put? I got to win alcohol from you on one of these episodes, one year or another, and I wonder
Uh-huh.
if this is my opportunity to do
It
that
might be.
because you are literally contradicting yourself right now. I am watching you take an under on a team at 5.5 and saying that they're going to be
Mhm.
better than I don't know somebody else.
Okay.
Like what? Okay, so pretty wild. Okay, I have two options here. Two points of one is who has more wins, which I think is the win totals are similar here, so it's a fairly easy straight up I think of like who has more win totals. The other one is
The Jets.
the series. What if there's a sweep in the Dolphins beat them twice, or the Jets beat them twice,
Never
or
gonna
something.
happen. Jets will win both of those games.
You think the Jets are going to win them both? Okay,
I will make
there's
the
another six
I will
pack.
make the
There's another
I'll
six
make
pack
this
there.
I'll make the sweep bet if you put a second six pack on Jets more wins or Dolphins more wins.
So
It
we
has
do
to
a
be
six
both.
pack.
It has to be both six pack bets
What I
because
was going to say
the
was
sweep bet is obviously in your favor.
it is.
Even though what's that?
It is. How is a sweet
Is
bet
it?
in my favor?
Because that's harder to do. I think.
Okay.
Is
Oh,
it?
okay. Hang on. Let me back up. Let me back up. What I was going to propose was if the Jets win both games,
Mm-hmm.
I would give you two six packs, and if the Dolphins win both games, you would give me two six packs.
Interesting.
But if it's a split, then there's no bet and there's no six packs, and that's lamer. So I don't know. Maybe
Oh
so you're suggesting one for each. So like if there's a split, so here's the other way I would do this. One six
no.
pack.
Yeah. Uh huh.
One six here, let me spit this out. You tell me what you like
Okay.
or don't like about this.
Okay.
One six pack. I'm on the Dolphins, you're on the Jets for wins. Obviously if they tie in wins, it's a push. No six pack.
Okay.
And a second six pack will be awarded if either team beats the other team twice in the regular
That
season.
is exactly where where my head's at,
Perfect.
and I'm taking the Jets for both of those.
That is
You're
kind
gonna
of
be
similar to first of all, I'm going to be disgusted if this does not go my way, but this is kind of analogous betting on the Browns like I did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for going in on the Jets for me, and really just I really feel good about not being on the Jets on this bet. Thank you for that, sir. Your video feed is
AFC.
frozen on my end for some reason, but I'm gonna assume
Oh,
that you shook
that's
on me.
stress. I did shake your hand. AFC North. Who
Excellent.
we taking, sir?
AFC North. I'm on the Bengals.
You already know what fucking time it is. Let's fucking go. It's Joe
I'm on the
Burr, bro.
I'm on the fucking Bengals.
Yes, sir. With goddamn Jamar Chase and T. Higgins fully healthy. Chase Brown about to get nuts, bro. They got in. Who was the defensive player that just? Oh, they lost their defensive player actually.
They lost Hendrickson.
They traded
To
Hendrickson.
the Ravens.
The Ravens,
in division
yeah.
too, which is of all things, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and that's also an easy over. And
yeah,
while
I
we're
feel
at
like, you know
it,
what? Well, the under on the 11.5 for the Ravens is
it's
one of the easiest on the board because
yeah.
honestly, they
No,
lost their
no,
coach
sir.
and it's the highest
Yeah.
one on the board.
No, sir.
Absolutely ridiculous. Bengals 9.5 were both on the over. Ravens 11.5 were both on the under. Are we stupid? Because I'm looking at all this agreement. We literally have two over-unders that we haven't agreed on so far, and I'm very concerned about this.
It's pretty par for the course for how these episodes have gone. It's pretty par for the course.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it just makes the whiskey bet that much more narrow on
Yeah.
on where we have to find this here. The Bengals are constantly and consistently underperforming. One of these years they're going to break through. They're going to win that division. They're going to get a home playoff game. They're going to win one of their playoff games. I don't know. They could be back in the Super Bowl this year for all we know. They have the talent to do that, and they just consistently underperform. This Ravens team
Agree.
should not be favored in this division right now in the situation that they're in.
Obviously they've got Goat Jackson at the helm. Derrick Henry is the ageless wonder. He's a Yeti. After that, I don't what, why? I don't the defense wasn't the greatest last year. I mean, they brought in that defensive head coach and Jesse Minter. At receiver they've got Zay Flowers, he's good, but I don't know if I would say he's great. Receivers outside of that, now they've got to rely on Mark Andrews at tight end.
Getting old.
He's getting up there.
Yeah.
Shipped off Isaiah Likely. No,
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
went
say,
to
is
the
Likely
Giants.
still on
Yeah,
the team? Oh, all right.
to the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Things might be looking a little shaky in Baltimore. That's all I'm saying.
I think they're still the odds-on favorite to get the 1 seed in the AFC, which is just ridiculous. And I'd rather play the Bengals at the odds you can get them for. So it's
For sure.
I can't. I don't know. Them or the Bills. Them or the Bills to be the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're plus 470.
Why? They
I don't
lost.
know. Bengals at plus 1025. Yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
Bengals
I
at
don't know about all that.
plus 1,000, like 10-1 to be the 1 seed in that division.
I don't know about all that, bro. So we've got the
That might be worth a ticket. That might be worth a ticket, sir.
Steelers and the Browns. How you feeling, man?
Okay, the Steelers. Packers hate runs deep, and I apologize up front. I'm just going to apologize up front. Yeah, I know you're on the over. This is absolutely ridiculous, sir. Put me in for the under at 8.5. As soon as the numbers came out, I've had a ticket in my DraftKings account since the number came out. 8.5. They lost Mike Tomlin. He is the common denominator for all their winning seasons. Aaron Rodgers is a fossil and is coming back to be reunited with his old buddy. Packers hate runs deep. Can't do it. Absolutely can't do it. I think Aaron Rodgers is done. He's completely washed, and they will implode this year. And we already have a bet. Let's remind everybody. We already have a bet on that involves the Steelers and the Browns, where I will be the bet is you are on Steelers -2 wins, and I am on Browns +2 wins. I think they will be in the same ballpark of wins, which is very low. in terms of their wins. And by the way, this over under suggests that the -2 is like the right line.
I agree.
I'm on the Browns. However, I am not going back to the well
You're not doing it again?
again.
You're not
I'm
doing
not
it?
going back to the well again because they are supposed to, or they may start Deshaun Watson in week 1. They lost Myles Garrett. And if Myles Garrett was still on that team, I would be considering, but 6.5 is too high. I'd consider the over at 5.5. I will not take an over on the Browns at 6.5 under any
No.
circumstances.
Hard
They
pass on that over.
suck. They're awful as a team and as an organization and as a franchise.
Yeah,
But I passed over the Steelers, so you should talk
let's
good
just
things about them. Go ahead.
let's just put a quick bow on the Browns. If memory serves, last year they were at 5.5 or 4.5. How is it that they lost Myles Garrett and added 2 wins to that win total? Somebody needs to make that shit make sense to me because I am perplexed as to how that could even be, how anybody could even, with respect, with a straight face, come in and set that line at 6.5, bro. When they had
And the
that
fact
thing
that
at
it stays there. The fact that it stays there too, with people betting, with people taking the over on them.
yeah,
Like,
because
what are we doing?
it was at 6.5 pre Garrett trade, and it did not
Like,
move.
the rest of the defense is still nothing to scoff at. But at the same time, they lost their best player, and who's
No,
who's
stop.
on offense?
Stop it. They lost one of the best players in the NFL.
Yeah.
Period.
No, yes. Yeah. He's,
To this,
as you actually said when we were doing offseason AFC moves, he's worth 2 wins. And those are the
Easy.
2 wins that I bet. Those are the 2 wins that I bet
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah.
now I lost those. So I'm feeling a lot less good about that 6-pack.
Yes.
But there is,
Yes.
unfortunately, like they have on DraftKings, there is no cash out option between the two of us. I cash out, and you can have 1 beer.
Yes.
I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna live and die.
So back to the Steelers. We're in violent agreement that the Browns are mispriced. Back to the Steelers. Mike McCarthy is not a slouch, bro. I don't know if he's Mike Tomlin, but he's not a slouch. His regular season record, tip top. I understand that you hate Mike McCarthy because he was a Green Bay Packer. I understand that you hate Aaron Rodgers because he was a Green Bay Packer. If your judgment wasn't clouded by your hate, I think you would see an easy over here. They added pieces to the offense. I mean, they lost Kenneth Gainwell. I mean,
Nothing easy. There's nothing easy about an over at 8.5. You got to really
It's-
convince me on that one. That's
it's
a
easy
downgrade
because
at
it's the Steelers, and they've been
It's a-
over 8.5 for the past. How long was Tomlin the coach?
20. I feel like it was like 20 years.
I rest my case.
He
On to
is
the
the
NFL.
centerpiece. No. You don't get to rest your case. How long was he the coach? 20 years. They were so good. They lost him. He's not on the team anymore. You don't just get to take the over automatically anymore. That's where I'm at right now. Come on, man. How old? Hang on. Aaron Rodgers, born December 2nd, 1983. Dude is older than Back to the Future. Come on.
The fact that you know that off the top of your head is despicable. That's
Okay,
the nerdiest thing you've ever said.
If anyone has seen Back to the Future more than twice, they're aware of it's 1985 because that's the year they're in. It's the year they travel back in time from there. That's how you remember it. Anyway,
I've
we're on
actually
to the
never
end.
watched that movie.
Okay, it's if you can get past the weird 80s shit, it's actually a really interesting, like, makes you think type of flick. But we're not here to talk about Back to the Future. We're on to the NFC, and the Steelers are winning six. The Steelers are winning 6 games this year.
NFC West, easily the hardest division for me to figure out.
As I type, the Rams, in all caps. This is not an easy division to figure out. However, the Rams. I think they're in the most like win now type of situation. And the Seahawks, I think it's easy to just go back to the well with the Seahawks, but I'm not I'm not feeling that they can necessarily repeat another 14 win season.
It was between the
Again,
Rams and the Niners for me. The Seahawks were not in
interesting.
contention.
I the Rams who did the Rams traded? Is it they traded for Garrett? They're the team
That's
that has
right.
Myles Garrett.
That's
So
correct.
this is the most like this is that actually was one of the tiebreakers for me of like they are now going in to this with the most sort of win now mentality. That two wins we talked about in Cleveland, that's
Yes.
now on the Rams in that division.
Yes.
Like,
I'm gonna yes and you.
okay, please.
With all of the reports of Aaron Donald working out at the Rams facilities, if he comes back, I know he's a couple of years removed from football right now, and he's 30 whatever he years old. If if Aaron Donald comes back and plays on that defensive motherfucking line with Myles motherfucking Garrett, that's an easy Rams, and of course assuming health. Everybody's
It's a
healthy.
division. It's a
That's
division.
an easy division win. Easy. I don't care if that man is 43 like Tom Brady. That's an easy division win. They bring him in on third downs and fourth downs only. That's
Doesn't matter.
easy, bro.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
easy.
that's all they need. That's all they need.
And that's
Um,
that's that's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on Aaron Donald to come back and let us experience that science experiment. He's gonna do it for the people. He's a man of the people. I can feel it. He's gonna
I
do it.
don't think that he needs to come back for the Rams to win that division either, because I think they were also close last year. They had this game where
They were.
against Seattle where they were up 2 scores late in the game, and Darnold came back and tied it, and it was great, it was magical and all that stuff. But they're fat and happy off of their Super Bowl win. They're gonna have a good team again this year, but I just think the Rams are hungry, and that I think they can get it done this year. It could be any one of those teams, any one of those three teams
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be the
Any one of
team
the
to get this
three
done.
teams. Yeah,
Any
yeah.
one of the three teams. We're not taking the
Yes.
Cardinals. We're not taking the
No.
Cardinals to win this division. But we did skip over them. So let's start with let's go from least to no. That's not a phrase. I'm going to take the over on the Cardinals as well. So the Cardinals right now we have them priced at 4.5. Obviously, let's just keep in mind there's juice on these numbers. We're just doing the kind of close enough number where they're at right now for our bets. Over. I'm taking the over at 4.5. I am not in the business of taking an under at 4.5. I can't do it. I know they're in that division. They're going to win a game. It's the NFL. They're going to win a game or two that they have in that division that they have no business winning, and
I
that can
think
be enough.
I
They
think
can surprise teams.
I think Brissett looked um competent enough to will them to at least 5 wins. Like their offense didn't look horrible. Their defense looked horrible, but their offense didn't look horrible. They'll get 5 wins. I'm pretty confident in that.
Trey McBride might be worth a win or two,
That
and Jeremiah
that guy.
that running back room is crowded, but Jeremiah Love is by all accounts expected to be a game breaking talent
Him.
himself too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, why? I don't know.
Why
Kind of
not?
one of those why not? Like, do I see enough in this team or do I see so little in this team to say they're going to win 3 games this year? No, probably not. Again, this is the Saints from last year, right? Like they were at 4.5. Oh, they have nobody. Tyler Shuck. They have no. They'll have something, and we just don't see it yet. So it's easier to take the over at 4.5. We agree too much, sir. I'm gonna disagree on one point. Because I know where you're at. Yep, that's where we're going. I'm gonna take the under on the 49ers. I'm gonna take the over on the Seahawks because it basically came down to I do not want to be in the business of taking 4 overs in a division. I will not take the under on the Rams or the Cardinals. And the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl last year, and a lot is the same for them. So I couldn't really feel like I could justify with the way that defense was stifling, like the Eagles defense from a couple years ago, the anaconda
Yeah.
that like doesn't let you free. Like
Yeah.
I can't in good faith take the under on them. So it was more of a process of elimination, to be totally transparent. They are an older team though, and Brock Purdy has shown at times he can be a great quarterback at times, and at other times he can be the like, oops, I threw 4 picks and cost us the game kind of guy too. Taking a few too many risks. That's a tough division. And so I'm gonna be contrarian, and rather than take 4 overs in one division, I'm gonna take the under on the
It
49ers.
it felt weird to have all 4 teams at over, but if there was any division in the NFL to do overs on all of their win totals, it's going to be the NFC West. So I didn't let it bother me too much. Here are your thoughts and concerns about the 49ers. They've got Kyle Shanahan, arguably one of the best coaches in the league, maybe the best coach in the league. I'm sure some people would make that argument. Still got C-Mac, Ricky Pearsall, hashtag that guy. George Kittle, he might be coming off a shattered leg, but hashtag that guy. Mike Evans just got brought
Mike
into
Evans
the
is on the
fold.
team now. He's
Come
old
on,
and,
bro.
and coming off an injury too. He's old and coming off an injury. CMC's had
He might-
injury problems. That's where I'm coming. That's where I'm coming from.
That's fine. I hear you.
Here's what I like
Betting,
about your
betting against the Niners is weird.
I agree. Here's
I know
what
you
I
don't
like
feel
about
good
your
about it.
philosophy. Here's
Go
what I
ahead. Go ahead.
yes, that's no, I agree. Here's what I like about your philosophy. Not all of these teams are going to go over, but probably 3 of them are. So by taking
100%.
the over on all 4, you have given yourself insurance that you're going to go 3-1 in this. I have
1000%.
decided that I'm so smart that I know where the 1 is, and if I'm wrong, I go 2-2.
Yeah,
So-
of course you're the scholar. Goofy.
I'm trying to hedge. I'm trying to what is it? I'm trying to be too surgical. I like where you're at. Take the over on all 4, knowing that one of them's wrong, but not caring which one's wrong. Just knowing that 3 of them are probably right. Well, moving on to the NFC South. Oh my gosh, why are we like this? Okay, Curtis is taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your boy the scholar is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well.
That was easy.
We're going back. We're going back to the well.
very
We're going
easy.
back to the well with the Bucks. I didn't think it was that easy because I think there's a ceiling case for all 4 of these teams. To be honest with you. What? Oh, okay. Here we go.
All 4 of these teams you felt could win this division?
Did not say that all 4 of them are going to be amazing. I said
That
you
was
can build a ceiling case.
I've
for all
never
of
seen
them.
anybody backpedal that fast in my entire life, bro. This guy. Oh man, I was waiting for you to defend that the Panthers could for sure win the division. I was waiting for it, bro. I was
Just hang on. Hold up.
okay.
Hold up. Can you let's I'm going to go back and just check my fucking notes right now.
The
Who's the
Wayback
reigning
Machine?
NFC? Who is the reigning NFC South champion?
Interesting.
Say it with your mouth.
I'm not gonna say that out loud.
Oh, you're not
But
going to say that out loud.
I'm not gonna say
how
this
dare
shit.
you say the Panthers could win that division? They just did, sir. And I don't give a shit that
God.
they were 8-9
That's
when
so
they did it.
gross.
They
That's so
just won the
gross.
division, and they almost beat the Los Angeles Rams in their home game.
Yeah,
at
they sure
8-9.
did, didn't they?
So that is the ceiling case that you can make. 6.5 is kind of low, and I'm taking the over. Thank you.
100%
There we
taking the
go.
over on the Panthers.
I know
I
because
agree.
because I think no, they were competent enough last year, and Bryce Young has might reach final form this year. He might not, but I feel like 6.5 is a little too low.
It felt a little disrespectful for a division winner. I agree. Bucks, we obviously took the over on at 8.5. They just feel like the most complete team in the division, kind of, sort of ish. To be transparent, I flopped between them and the Falcons for division winner. I understand they've got some issues at quarterback, but man, when I see Bijan Robinson and Drake London on that roster, Kyle Pitts, low-key, sneaky, kind of nice tight end, makes me salivate a little bit. Yeah. And of course, I know what we did here. Oh, that boy took the under on the Saints. Crazy. That's disrespect.
I'm doing the same thing. Okay, let's keep the audio listeners alive here who are not listening to not watching. We should share. Can I do this for the YouTube audience? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyways.
We need
No,
to see
I'm
our
not gonna
faces.
do that because I can't.
We need
do
to
that
see
yet.
our faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Well, because I can't. I also have I have 2 tabs open. Okay, let's go through this really quick for the audio listeners who are not able to follow what the hell we're talking about. Bucks win total is 8.5. We're both on the over. Panthers win total 6.5. We're both on the over. Falcons win total 6.5. We're both on the over. Saints win total 7.5. I will be on the under, and the main reason for that is the exact same thing that I just did with the NFC West. I can't take them all over, so there's got to be an under somewhere, and I got to take an under somewhere.
I took the overs on everybody, and that's
Why
because
are you? Why are you doing this? You have taken the over on 8 of 8 NFC teams. You know that's not practical, right?
Yes, but the NFC is a much stronger division, in my humble opinion, than the AFC, or conference, excuse me. And I just these lines they feel a bit low based on what these teams were able to produce in fits and spurts over the course of last year. And I don't think their teams are significantly worse to the point where they deserve to be disrespected in the manner that they are. Because I believe 3 of these 4 teams were 8 and 9 last year, and the Panthers won on tie-breaking rules, if memory serves.
Yes,
I don't
they did.
100% recall.
Nope, they did. They
Um,
did.
so seeing 2 of them at 6.5 and one at 7.5, like what are we talking about right now? And the Bucks with Baker Mayfield on a contract year. Yes, he lost Mike Evans, but he still got Egg Big Boo. It's a
What?
it's a shout out to Rob.
Egg buka?
Shout out to Rob Gronkowski. Go ahead, look up the video. Um,
Oh, all right. Sorry, you
yeah,
did
yeah,
that on
come,
purpose. I didn't know
yeah,
you
I
did it on
did.
purpose.
Come on, come on.
All right. My bad.
And Chris Godwin, who I don't think is washed because he's a dog. Defense is a Todd Bowles defense. Baker Mayfield, we've seen him do absolutely redonkulous shit, bro. Like, it was honestly kind of easy to hit the overs on all of these. I like, will they all hit? I'm not gonna stake my firstborn on it, but like, I wouldn't be surprised.
It could happen. This division being priced as low as it is feels a little wrong. The Falcons, for me, I knew you were going to be on the over, so it's one of those opportunities that I have to try to get a leg up on you on our competition. But with Tua at the helm and with Drake London and Bijan Robinson and just I don't the defense is pretty good. Like that could be a solid team. That could really be
Yeah,
a solid team,
yeah. The
and I think
Falcons
it will be.
over 6.5 was the easiest one on the board.
I don't agree with that, but it was relatively straightforward. What do you the Chiefs under 10.5 was the easiest
Oh
one on
no,
the
no, I
board.
meant I
So
meant for I meant for this division. Excuse me.
I okay, maybe. Bucks over 8.5 feels like I don't know. Some things broke wrong for them last year. Bad
That's
injury luck
correct.
and things like that. And I just think that this could be the reverting back to 2 years ago when the Bucks had 12 wins and everybody else had like 7, something like that. We'll see. The again, I'm trying to thread the needle and find the under in the right place at the right time. It probably won't be on the Saints. Saints have some reason for optimism. They have a lot of weapons. Tyler Shuck showed it. Just kind of feels like a I don't want 8 wins feels like a little bit of a bridge too far for
Yeah.
them, and they're like I feel like they're kind of locked into mediocrity at this point until Shuck can really turn a corner. I just don't. I think it's really easy to try to extrapolate and say they were not good. Then Shuck came in and they got a little better, and now next year they're going to be even better. You're trying to almost extrapolate, but it's one of those things of like you've got some younger players and drafting Jordan Tyson, whatnot. It should all help you, but Kamara's getting old and they did trade for you pronounce his name weird now. That's probably the right pronunciation.
Oh, HM.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could help them too, but I don't know. Just
I I
feeling like I
pronounce
gotta
his
find the under somewhere.
I pronounce his name weird. You mean how he
Sorry.
wants it to be pronounced?
Oh,
This guy,
sorry.
bro.
It's me listening. It's Yep, you're right. That's a blunder. That's a suboptimal play on my part. I apologize. That is apparently the right pronunciation. I was listening to our previous episodes where you were trying to convince me, and that's why I was like, you pronounce his name. No, but that's old stuff. That's the way you pronounce it. Apologize.
Who you got winning the NFC East?
Man, I cannot go against your Philadelphia Eagles
E
to win
A
this division.
G L E S. Let's fucking go, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I almost put the Cowboys.
Thought about it. I thought about it. I really did. The Eagles are they were such a buzzsaw 2 years ago, and they won the Super Bowl. And the
On the back of
roster
what?
Saquon Barkley.
I was going to say the defense, but Saquon's a good answer too.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. Well, Saquon in the regular season, the defense in the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah. And that defense is looking mighty fine again this year. Quite lovely. I mean,
Not worried about AJ Brown being gone.
yes, I am, and that's why I was debating the Cowboys was because of that, because of the offense, of course. But honestly, in defense, we trust in Vic Fangio. We trust in that defense. You know, we lost some key pieces, but also gained some like losing Milton Williams, not great. Gaining Reek Woolen, kind of nice. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I suspect, or I hope anyway, that it's going to be a no-fly zone, and I don't think we've lost enough on the defensive line such that if teams are forced to run on that defensive line, that it's going to be productive. And if you can't do shit against that Eagles defense, I think the loss of AJ Brown is not significant enough to where we can't put up enough points to win those games. It's going to be a lot of grinded out, probably a little bit of
Yeah.
ugly games. That
Well,
sounds like Eagles football to me.
it's ball control. That's what you did 2 years ago. That
Exactly.
was what it was,
That's
right?
right.
If the defense is keeping you in every if the defense is keeping you in every single game, and the Eagles are up 7 points, and they can just grind out these like 9-minute touchdown drives, like that is just an absolute killer for other teams.
Soul
So I think
snatcher.
they're back to they're back to maybe not back to Super Bowl winning team form, but they're a powerhouse, and they should be viewed as such. I will take you brought up the Cowboys. I will take the over on the Cowboys. I think they're a competent enough team to where they can put up a winning season again. So
I
or
agree.
not
I
again,
agree with
but
that.
they've been very snake bitten over. I mean, really, honestly, over the last like 20 years or something like that. But like you look at their team, and it's just not like the piece. For some reason, they've been acting like they're less than the sum of their parts. But like with the running game now, and wait, what are you doing over here on the Eagles? You just changed the Eagles to an under.
I
So
did.
yeah, I don't
I
know I
forgot
don't know
that.
what you were doing.
I forgot that I had the
Um,
under on that.
the Cowboys are a competent enough team. They can win over 8.5 games. They can have a winning season this year for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
So quick aside, I do have the under on 10.5 wins though. Eagles are winning the division. I think it's going to be tight. Like I say all that. I'm confident in the Eagles that they'll win the division. 10.5 feels like a lot. Like I have a little bit of Jalen Hurts needs to prove it to me without AJ Brown.
hmm, interesting. Okay. I mean, they did,
However,
yeah.
10 wins feels wildly realistic.
10-win division winner does
Not
seem
yeah,
reasonable,
100%.
but it does. But if I'm going to take a team to win the division, I'm going to put them at 11 wins. Is usually my philosophy. It could
Except
be a
we
tight
just got
division.
done talking about a team that went 8-9 and won the division,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
not going to be
obviously
that's
not
going to be
obviously the exception, of course.
that's the
But
exception. That's the exception, not the rule. And this division has two teams that very well could finish under 6.5 wins. And those are the other two teams that we haven't talked about yet, in my view. I'm taking the unders both on the Giants and the Commanders. They're both at 7.5, and I'm going to take the under on both. Okay, you're a big John Harbaugh guy. Jackson Dart, Cam Scattaboo.
I think I might be a little biased towards the Giants because of fantasy and what Jackson Dart provides for fantasy. Um, yeah, that's probably one I'm going to be looking back on and regretting a little bit, but I'm gonna let
That's
it
my
ride.
Jags. That's my Jags
It,
pick too.
100%.
You never, yeah, got to have one of those where you're just like, I don't know if I
Yeah,
feel great about this, but it feels more right than wrong.
yeah.
I Giants always have a lot of hype, and they always underperform. And to me, it's almost like there's this intangible dumpster fire organization card that has to be played on some of these teams that are just bad for decades. at a time. And the Giants are one of those teams. It's almost like the faces, no matter how good they get. The Giants fantasy players, a lot of them, I'm in on. I'm in on those players. I want Jackson Dart on my fantasy
Wando
team.
Robinson last year held me down.
Sure.
That boy was a dog,
I mean,
especially
he was
PPR formats.
no, I mean he's no like and that's what the Giants are still going to be, and I think they can put up, those players can put up touchdowns and they can still be losing games at the same time. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. You want to say anything about the Commanders at you're under 7.5?
They're gonna
I have
suck.
the same. I have the same. I think they're going to
They're
suck too.
they're gonna suck. Like they are way too fragile in way too many pieces. And heaven forbid Jaden Daniels get injured, because if that's the case, like, yeah, I don't have warm fuzzies from the Commanders in any form or fashion, and I'm not. Prove it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
That NFC title game run 2 years ago feels very, very long ago as far as
Yeah, it does.
recency.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I agree. They're not a deep team, and if everything goes right for them, it just feels like they're more likely to be a 6 or 7 win team than an 8 or 9 win team.
Yes, strong agree. Wrap up
Okay,
with
so
the NFC North.
we have had an alarming amount of consensus. I just want to comment on that. We
Sure.
have one division to go. I like your Lions pick, but I am about ready to
Uh
do
oh.
something.
Uh oh.
I
What's
just
happening?
should not. I just
Uh
should
oh.
not do this.
NFC North winner. The Oracle has the Lions. Oh, you are fucking smoking crack,
VIKNGS.
bro.
Skull Vikings. Let's
That's
go.
wild.
We won 9 games with JJ McCarthy last year, and
Hmm.
Max Brosmer started 2 of those, and Carson Wentz playing through an injury, and we won 9 games last year. Actually, that's a JJ McCarthy joke. The defensive coordinator is coming back. They kept us in every single one of those games enough to actually technically have a winning record. The quarterback was the problem. We have salvation, ladies and gentlemen. Kyler Murray is an upgrade at quarterback, and we will win probably 10 or 11 games and win the division because I'm taking the under on all the other teams. There are suspect. I have reasons to be suspect of all of these NFC North teams, including the Vikings. I have reasons to be suspect of all of these teams. And
Okay.
the Vikings being the one team that I wanted to take the over, I almost put the Packers in as my division champion. But I'm like, if I'm the only over I'm taking as the Vikings, that's the team I'm going to pick to win the division. They can definitely do this. They can definitely do this. There are question marks on every team. All 4 of them, there are question marks on. The Vikings has the highest ceiling to me.
What question marks do the Lions have?
What did they do last year? They lost their coordinators, and they were mid at best. That's what happened last year.
They were a 9-8 team.
So the Vikings were a 9-8 team.
They
And they've
scored
upgraded.
481 points as an offense.
And they had no once again for back-to-back years, they were not able to stay in games because their defense couldn't hold them down.
That's right. They gave up 413, but
Yeah, they gave up
they
a lot
scored
of
481 points.
and the
The
defense
Vikings
and the
last year
offense
put up 344 points.
and they're going to do more this year. And they're going
Sounds
to be
good.
and keep in mind, they're going to be in all these games because of their defense. Okay, let's keep the listeners in the loop here. I am taking the Minnesota Vikings. This is the dumbest thing probably that I've done because I'm always out on the Vikings, but I'm going to do it. Taking the Vikings to win the division. Curtis is taking the Lions. We both have the under on the Bears. We've skipped over them. We both have the under on the Packers at 10.5. Bears 9.5 under. Vikings 8.5. We're both taking the over. And the Lions were different. I'm taking the under. 10.5's a lot. You want to say anything about? I could talk about the Vikings for the entire episode, so I'm not going to do that. You want to say anything about the Bears?
I love the potential for the offense for the Bears. I have question marks about the defense, and despite having all of the optimism and Ben Johnson, of course, at head coach, the offensive guru, and blah, 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 I still just have prove it to me feelings towards the Bears. Whether they're justified or not, I am not 100% sure, to be honest with you. But, I mean, a handful of those Bears wins last year came on the back of a lot of fourth quarter, just unbelievable heroics shenanigans. And there is no other word for the things that Caleb Williams was doing other than shenanigans and
Not sustainable.
not sustainable shenanigans. After 3 quarters of absolute dog shit quarterback play, I need you to prove it. I need some more solid quarterback play out of my 9.5 win team. If you want me to take the over on that shit, Packers, we agree on the under 10.5. That's aggressive. That's aggressive.
It's just aggressive.
It's a tough division. The Packers, of course, a good team, but like, they won 9 games last year. Where are you getting 10.5 from? Where you getting 11 wins from that Packers team? What have they done this offseason?
Micah Parsons being healthy the whole year is probably what this is banking on.
He's not gonna be. I'm pretty
agree.
confident he's out for the first start of the year, first few weeks of the year. Let's see.
Right, but that's the only way you could get to a like the Packers being an 11-win team is possible. It is possible because it's a good team. But those games are all, I think these games are all going to be contested. The win totals prove that. There's no team here that's lower than 8.5. So,
Yeah.
like, where are you getting 11 wins from, like, steamrolling your division?
Yeah, and a quick Google says he's expected to miss the first month plus of the season. There's no fucking way that they're
Jesus.
getting to what do we
They
say?
have to get to 11. They have to get to
No.
11 wins.
Hard pass.
No, I can't. We can't be doing that.
And the Lions over at 10.5 was easy only in that they were they took fourth in the division last year. They got a fourth place schedule.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Also, 11 wins for them when, like, their team is
Saints
kind of
Saints
more or less the same.
No. Just let me go ahead and
What's
run
up?
through this for you real quick.
Please.
Saints, Bills, Jets, Panthers, Cardinals, bye week.
They're 4-1.
Packers. Yes. Packers, Vikings, Dolphins, Patriots, Bucks, Bears, Falcons, Titans, Vikings, Giants, Bears, Packers. That's an easy division winner, and it's not even close.
I don't. I got 4-1 from the first 5 games that you
And
mentioned. There's a
and
lot of
and
suspect tricky games there though in
all
the back
all
half.
of the suspect tricky games came from within the division.
No, the Titans aren't an instant. Where's the Titans game? Is that outside?
It's no, it's in Detroit.
Okay, well maybe not then. The Giants too? Question mark. I don't know. I'm just saying like these are.
Ren, I know you did not just say that.
You can bet all these
Also
games.
also in Detroit.
Oh, okay, well
I'll put a 6 pack on both of those.
no.
Lions
I'm not.
versus the Titans.
You told me they're
Lions
both.
versus the
No.
Giants.
I can get better odds on DraftKings.
The only game that screamed problem to me, outside of the division, of course, because I think we can agree that the NFC North is a very healthy division. We'll
Agreed.
say.
Yep.
The Patriots, but that will be
That's
played at a neutral location. I don't know where they're playing that, but it's international. Um, Outside of that, what are you worried about? Who? Or the Bills,
I'm
of
going back.
course.
Bills, yeah, but that's easy. The Lions being favored by 4.5 over the Vikings at home on November 1st. I see that.
That's
That's
easy.
fun.
Yeah,
Play the
that's
Vikings
a easy.
no, play the Vikings at plus 4.5, clown.
Okay.
Come
Oh,
on,
Ren, we're going
man.
to be making a lot of bets on the Lions this year, it sounds like, because you are talking wildly disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, probably. The
Yeah.
Lions are favored by 4.5 over the Bucks.
Do you want to know
Granted,
why?
it's in Detroit. What?
Do you want to know why? Because the Lions are a significantly better team.
Then the Bucks.
Ren. Ren. Please state your.
Good Lord.
You about to set you about
That's what
to
makes
you
this
about to
that's what
set
makes
me
this
off,
episode.
bro. You
That's
about to
what
set
makes
me
this
off,
episode
dog.
great. We're about ready to have a
You're
clean
about to
exit.
piss me off.
We're about
Yeah,
to have
you're
a
about to
clean
piss me
exit on
off.
this episode, and I'm trying to light the fire.
Make state
Keep
your
the fire
case for
burning.
the Bucks. I need to understand this before we
State
sign
your
off. Before
stop.
we rehash all of this, state your case for the Bucks against the Lions. What
Uh
makes that a competitive game?
I'm scrolling down on our sheet, and you have the over 8.5 on the Bucks. So state your case for the Bucks being a good team. Like you also believe that the Bucks are a good. What do you mean by
I've got
state
an
the?
over on the Lions 10.5. What are you talking about right now? We're talking about
Yeah,
Lions Bucks.
you're
Yes, the
acting like
Bucks
the
are going to
Bucks
be a
are a
good
goofy.
team.
You're acting like the
The
Bucks are an awful team.
Ren, you're about to piss me off, Ren. Warren,
Let's see here. September 15th, 2024, Buccaneers at Lions. Buccaneers win 20-16.
what does that
Just
have to do
just
with what does that have to do with what we're talking about right now?
that's a
You mean
great upset. That was
the
a great
same
upset.
Buccaneers that just lost Mike Evans?
The Lions won the division that year. Yeah, it's the Buccaneers that lost. Yeah, Buccaneers that lost. He's old. Baker Mayfield is not out of any game under any circumstances for any amount of time.
I'm going to request a 6 pack on that game.
Nope. Not right now.
Money line.
No, I'm no on the spread. Good
I
on the
I
spread.
I feel like somebody just said money line.
If I wanted to bet on the Bucks,
Money line.
if I wanted to bet on the Bucks money line, I would do it on DraftKings, where it's like plus 125. And by the way, I might do it. But you told me in one of our off-season moves episodes that you're gonna remove the scholar from my name and call me the chicken shit. And you can go ahead and run that one right back, sir.
I
I
forgot
am
about
not
that, but you're
taking
100% correct.
I am not taking. That's a weighted bet. It's just
On that note, summarize what we got going on, sir. Let's go ahead and summarize what we got going on.
I'm gonna
So
do
we
it with
went.
I'm
Oh
gonna do it with my
nah.
scholar hat on.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Go ahead, break us down. Break us down.
Oh, I can do it. So, all right. So here's where we're at. I'm gonna do it in the order we talked about it. AFC West. I'm on the Broncos. Curtis is on the Chargers. We are on the under Chiefs 10.5 wins, the over Broncos 9.5 wins, the under Raiders 5.5 wins, and the over Chargers 10.5 wins. We're betting all those because we agree. The AFC South. I'm on the Texans. Curtis is on the Jaguars. We do not agree on the Titans. I will take the over at 6.5. Curtis will take the under at 6.5. I will take the under on the Jaguars 9.5, and he's on the over. The Colts are we're agreeing on the under 8.5, and the Texans were agreeing on the over 9.5. In the AFC East, we have a shocking amount of agreement. AFC East winners, the Bills. Patriots under 10.5 wins. Jets under 5.5 wins. Dolphins over 4.5 wins. Bills over 10.5 wins. We're completely locked in on that division and will probably be a disaster. AFC North, we are both on the Bengals. We are both on the Ravens under 11.5 wins. We disagree on the Steelers. I will take the under at 8.5. Curtis will take the over. We will both take the under on the Browns at 6.5 and the over on the Bengals at 9.5. Moving to the NFC, we are on the Rams in all caps for some reason. All caps on the Rams, and the over at 10.5 on the Rams. We agree on the Cardinals over 4.5 and the Seahawks over 10.5. We disagree. I will, for some reason, take the under on the 49ers at 10.5. Curtis will take the over. The NFC South, it's a Bucks division. We'll take the over on the Bucks at 8.5, despite all this goofiness about the Lions. Panthers were on the over at 6.5. The Falcons were both on the over at 6.5. I will take the under on the Saints at 7.5. Curtis will take the over. Two to go. NFC East, we're on the Eagles. Eagles. I will take the over on the Eagles at 10.5. Curtis has got them winning the division, but under 10.5 wins. Goofy. Giants, I'm on the under 7.5, and Curtis is on the over. We're both on the Commanders under 7.5. We're both on the Cowboys over at 8.5. We do not agree on the NFC North winner. I'll take the Vikings. Curtis will take the Lions. We're both on the under for the Bears at 9.5. I'm on the under for the Lions at 10.5. Curtis is on the over for the Lions at 10.5. We're both on the under for the Packers at 10.5, and we're both on the over for the Vikings at 8.5. Whoever does better gets a bottle of whiskey from the other, and the rest of them I'm putting into my DraftKings portfolio because the Oracle and the Scholar know what the fuck they're doing.
Whoa. Let's not forget Jets Dolphins. We got a jet sweep that's got 12 beers put on it. Let's not forget.
Yes.
Let's not forget.
Let's recap, because from our previous episode, I'm also on the Browns +2 wins compared to the Steelers. That's a 6-pack. I am on
We
the
got a lot of beer.
Dolphins. I am on the Dolphins to have more wins than the Jets for a 6-pack. Curtis is on the Jets to sweep, and I'm on the Dolphins to sweep. If one of those happens, the 6-pack shall also be awarded. Did I miss anything?
I think we're good.
I think we got it all.
I think so too.
Join us next time, where we will be doing a fantasy football preview, the configuration of which is still to be determined, but we will be breaking down fantasy football to really give you all the insight you need going into your draft season in August. We'll be doing that next week. So stay tuned. Best of luck to all of you. Better luck to us. And for our next trick, join in next time. We look forward to seeing you at our circus again.
Cheers.